Yay! Hello, everybody. We are live. This is the Google Hangout for the best affiliate opportunity business ever. Okay, guys. Now, don't go anywhere because I've got a special guest on tonight, Tammy Morrison, all the way from Tennessee. And I tell you, I'm in the UK, and I've got my friends on the panel as well. I've got Malcolm and Jacob as well, all from the UK, and Tammy, the main speaker tonight, who's going to tell you about this best affiliate opportunity ever. Okay, now we've got some good things coming on. You got to get some pen and piece of paper because we're going to talk about some new sponsorships that are coming out that have already been finalized. Um, we've got what? It's still showing off air. No, this is online. This is live.
Okay, good.
This is
Good. I
live.
just want to make
Live.
sure
We
because
live.
mine says
No,
off air.
no, we
Okay.
live.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. So Tammy's going to touch on the sponsorships. Real Madrid Football Club, guys. That's a big club. It's one of the biggest in the world. What about GP Motor Racing, GP2, Ricky Cardez, sponsorship as well. So, Tammy's going to tell you more about the business opportunity. And I can tell you that there is such a difference. I've done many online opportunities before. There is such a difference with this opportunity because the leaders are there to help you. Tammy is busy, okay? She does Karatbar full time, okay? And we've been doing these hangouts every single Tuesday, 9 p.m. UK time for almost 2 months now, and Tammy hasn't missed 1 week, and that is just amazing, that type of commitment, and if you guys are looking for somebody who you can hook arms with, who you can work with, who that's not just going to disappear and leave you orphaned somewhere, then this is the team, okay? Because we care about our people, and we don't just leave people in the lurch. We stick with them and we help them and we nurture them. And I'm learning. We're all learning, and I'm teachable. Are you teachable? If you are, then stay on and get that piece of paper ready. Okay, Tammy, I'm gonna hand over to you. Take the floor, all yours.
All right. Thank you so much, David. Actually, I was telling David before the presentation, I dressed this way for a reason. I am in a t-shirt, a pair of shorts, flip-flops, and a ponytail. So I'm going to show you guys tonight how you can make a CEO income with what I call the ponytail lifestyle. In fact, right before the hangout, I just got out of my pajamas. So the fact of the matter is we have the greatest business in the world. We have the greatest team in the world. We all support each other. We love each other. Um, my mentor in this business has a saying: you love each other to success, and I'm a true believer in that. We're just a cohesive unit, and when you join us, you will never ever feel like you're by yourself. And that's very, very important because so many times in so many businesses, this is my 13th company. In any other business I've been in, I felt alone, I felt orphaned, I felt like I needed something, someone to show me the way, and I didn't have anybody. But now I have all of you guys, and it's a wonderful feeling to know that no matter what, I have a family with Karatbars, and I'm very, very excited to be a part of this team and a part of this whole organization because Karatbars is not a business. It's not an opportunity. It's a movement. And if you want to live the ponytail lifestyle and make a CEO income, stay tuned. So, David, you want to go ahead and start the slides? And if I get too windy, let me know because the wind's blowing a little bit outside and I will move inside. But I am in my outside office. I love it, and I'm just excited that I can work anywhere in the world. So welcome to Karatbars. That's me when I am dressed up. Today I'm not. I'm in my ponytail and all that. Actually, I am going to go inside because it's getting really, really windy out here. Hold on 1 second for me. We have a major thunderstorm coming through. All right, so go ahead and go to the next slide. All right, so there's two questions I want you to consider. There's a $100 bill, and I know that we're all in different countries, and we're all, today I did the webinar. We have probably 8 different countries represented on the webinar today. So, but when I talk about things, I talk about the U.S. dollar, but it can be converted to any currency, any country in the world. So the thing I want you to consider is, do you think that the $100 bill on the screen that you see right now will buy the same amount of goods and services that it does today a year from now? And I can tell you that the answer is no. But will a gram of gold have the same purchasing power that it does today a year from now? Kind of a trick question, because I do think the gram of gold will have the same purchasing power, but I think with every fiber of my being, it's going to be much, much, much more. So we need to be acquiring those grams of gold, because gold is money. And we need to make sure that we're exchanging what they call money, which is our paper fiat currency, backed by nothing but a promise and debt. Because the more in debt we incur as nations, the more they promise us that it's worth something. So we need to be exchanging those paper dollars for gold as quickly as we can. So next slide. All right, the definition of inflation is a steady rise in the level of prices related to an increased volume of available money and credit, resulting in a loss of value of currency. Now, that's a really long way of saying that the more money they print, the less it's worth. So people are always complaining, oh, everything's so expensive, it's so expensive. It's not that things are expensive, guys, it's that the dollar's worth less. So it takes more dollars to buy the things that we've bought for so long. And my old thing is mayonnaise. Okay, mayonnaise used to be like $2, and now you go to the store and it's like $5. It's not that the mayonnaise became any better. It's just that it took so much more dollars, because the dollar's losing its value every single day. It takes more dollars to buy the same amount of mayonnaise, the same type of mayonnaise, the same quality of mayonnaise that it does today that you could buy a few years ago for a couple of dollars. So just realize that as they print more money, it loses more the value, and it takes more and more to buy the things that we're used to buying on a day-to-day basis. So next slide. All right, so you can't outrun inflation with the income earned in a shrinking currency. We are so trained to think about a linear income. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job, make $40,000 a year, whatever. But you can't outrun it with that kind of income. So in 1913, when the Federal Reserve was actually created, a dollar in the U.S. was actually worth a dollar. That was the last time it was really worth a dollar. And as you see, it takes dips and plunges all the way through till 1971, when President Nixon took the gold standard off the dollar, and now the dollar actually has about 2% of the buying power that it did in 1913. Next slide. So the numbers don't lie. Since the depths of the Great Depression in 1932, the dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power. But gold, on the other hand, has soared more than 4,300%. History does and is always repeating itself. So there's something that you can do. Next slide. All right, so this is a couple guys. They're out, they're digging in their backyard, and somebody buried $100,000 in their backyard in 1932. But if you dug that up today, it truly only has about $2,000 in purchasing power versus what it could buy in 1932. Next slide. But if those people in 1932 were smart enough to take that $100,000 and exchange it for gold, that gold would be worth over $4.4 million today. So the question I have to ask is, which one of these do you want? Do you want the $2,000 in purchasing power, or do you want the $4.4 million? I know my answer. So next slide. All right, most people today rely on credit to live. The banks want to keep us in debt. They want to make it easy to get credit, so we spend more and we save less. So the forecast for the future is pretty uncertain for a lot of us, and it's just not here in the U.S. It's all over the world. Where people are concerned about where our economy is going, but there is another set of people. So next slide, let's see those people. Those are the people that have their head in the sand. They're the people that do not realize what's going on with currencies. They do not realize what's going on with the governments. They don't realize anything, but it's a little late in the game, but we have a solution. And Carrot Bars is a solution to a worldwide problem. I'm going to repeat that. Carrot Bars is a solution to a worldwide problem. Now, if you're listening to this, it's going to hit you about 3 a.m. You're going to wake up and go, she said that Carrot Bars is the solution to a worldwide problem. There's not a juice company, there's not a vitamin company, there's not a wellness company, a face cream company that is the solution to a worldwide problem. And we have that with Carrot Bars. So understand the strength of what we have with Carrot Bars, and I get so excited about Carrot Bars, and I mean I don't sleep very often. I nap. I take a couple hours nap, and then I get up and I have to start working again, because I realize in my heart of hearts that I have to tell the world about Carrot Bars, because if I don't, somebody else is going to. And that's the way that we need to think about it, is we have a solution for the people that are out there that have their head in the sands. We need to pull them out and say, listen to me. You need to be exchanging your paper dollars for gold, because there's going to come a day. I want everyone, when they get off this hangout today, I want you to Google Zimbabwe. What happened in Zimbabwe was amazing. It was horrible. Hyperinflation happened overnight. A loaf of bread one day was one price, and the next day it was 100 times the price. And then the very next day, those same people woke up. The people who had money had no money whatsoever, because the Zimbabwe dollar completely crashed. My friend Cheryl Ann has a $1 trillion Zimbabwe note, and it's absolutely worthless. So these same people are now out panning for gold, trying to find a grain of gold, not a gram of gold, but a grain of gold, to be able to buy a loaf of bread. So we have the solution to a worldwide problem. So next slide. All right, so you have to ask yourself, do you have a plan to protect yourself, your family, and your assets? Would you like one? Now, what I ask people is this, is, when I'm talking to people, and I'm a big face-to-face, belly-to-belly kind of person, ear-to-ear, Skype, whatever it is. And, I want to make sure that people understand what we're doing. And I ask them, what do you do for a living? And they tell me, and I ask them, do you love it? And they ask me, what do you do for a living? And I tell them, I'm a wealth specialist. And they say, well, what is that? And I say, well, I sell wealth insurance. And they look at me kind of crazy, and I say, well, you protect your home, your car, your life, your health. How are you protecting your wealth? And then I just let them talk, because they're going to tell me about their 401ks and their stocks and their bonds and their mutual funds and all of those things. And then I just ask them, how did that work out for you in 2008? Because in 2008, I know that my 401k went to a 201k and completely vanished. And now, I have Carrot Bars. My 401k is actually a 999.9k. So then I ask them, if you don't have a plan, would you like to know what to do and how to do it? And then I direct them to either a webinar or to a Google Hangout like this, and let them get the information and decide for themselves. Because with Carrot Bars, we don't sell anything. We just inform people. And we let them know what's going on, and how they can become a part of this movement with us. Because in Carrot Bars, we are in position to be part of the greatest transfer of wealth ever. And that's what I love about this company so much. So next slide, please. All right, so the plan that we have is really simple. Instead of living off credit or working a second job, we must learn to do what the 1% of Americans do. And they do a few things. The first thing they do is they pay themselves first. Okay, before they spend their money on bills and things like that, they're gonna pay themselves first. But when they pay themselves, they make sure that they are putting that money in an appreciating asset, such as gold that Carrot Bars has, that spins off a passive residual income. Now, if you truly understand what residual income is versus a linear income, let's talk about a linear income first. Linear income is when you go to work, you show up, you work, and then you get paid. But what happens if you get hurt and you can't work? You get in a car accident, you can't work. The linear income stops, but a residual income continues as long as you have set up your residual income as it should. A residual income will pay you even if you don't show up. And that's why you can live that ponytail lifestyle. You don't have to get up and put a suit on and go to work every day like I did for 20 years. I wore pantyhose and a suit and high heels for 20 years. And now I work in a t-shirt and ponytail and flip-flops, and I love it. And if you understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get to it. So next slide, please. So the things that we've always been taught, the truth about money. Most people are taught that the only way that they can make money is to go to school, graduate, go to college, graduate, and get a good job. Okay? And for most people, that is the way they live. But there are those of us that think outside the box. And when we think outside the box, because I've never been one to be boxed in. When I say boxed in, the people that are going to work every day and they're in a cubicle or they're in an office. And in all the jobs that I've ever had, I've had a lot of freedom. I've been on the road, traveling. And I always felt bad for those people that were stuck in the office that had to stay there all day, and they had certain times they could take breaks and things like that. So I realized very early on in my career that I needed to create something that was not tied to me showing up to work. So I started thinking outside the box. And in 2009, I was laid off from a job that I had worked for 10 years. I was the top producer in the company, yet I didn't live in the right place. And so therefore I was laid off, and I realized then and there that no matter how hard I worked or how much I produced, that there was not a company out there that was going to take care of me in corporate America. So that's when Carrot Bars came into my life. So next slide. All right, so the financial experts are recommending holding physical gold as a hedge against inflation. You see here Mike Maloney, Robert Kiyosaki, Jim Sinclair. Now, if you have gold in your possession, okay, either in storage in Stuttgart, where our corporate office is, or if you have it in your physical possession, you are better off than 1% of the Americans, because very little of them know how to obtain physical gold, and less than 1% of Americans actually own that. But we're changing all that. With Carrot Bars, it's very, very easy to own physical gold. So next slide. All right, since 1971, when Nixon, our president of America, took the gold standard off, the gold has increased in value by more than 3,000%. That's a pretty good return on your money. So that tells me that we're at the right place, right time, right company, and most definitely the right product. So next slide. All right, so the purchasing power of gold versus the dollar. If you had a gram of gold back in 1971, a gram of gold would have bought you 5 loaves of bread. A dollar at the same time in 1971 would have bought you 4 loaves of bread. So there really wasn't that much difference back in 71. But once the gold standard was taken off, today, in 2015, a gram of gold would actually buy you 25 loaves of bread, because the buying power of gold has actually increased over time. But a US dollar will only buy you about 4 slices of bread, because the purchasing power of the US dollar has dramatically decreased during the last 40 years. The next slide. All right, so we're going to show you a way to acquire the very best quality of gold through a system, instead of paying for it out of your own pocket. And I don't know anyone in the world that wouldn't want to work free gold just by working a system. And it's not just any gold. People talk about, jewelry grade gold. There's so many different types. There's jewelry grade, there's coin grade, there's just tons, just like diamonds, there's tons of different grades of gold. But we only deal with 24 karat 999.9 fine, and that comes from an LBMA good gold delivery list refinery, which means it's the only type of gold that banks and countries can settle debt amongst themselves. So I used to call our gold the Cadillac of gold, but now I call it the Maserati of gold because we've done something a little bit extreme, and no other gold company, no other gold out there is quite like ours. So next slide. I hope it's on the next slide because I just talked about it. We'll get to it. All right, so we have the recipe for success. We're going to show you how to leverage a proven, duplicatable 5-step system into a tremendous weekly passive residual income. So next slide. I'm going to go back to our gold because I think I left a slide out and it may come into play later. One of the things that we've done is, first of all, we've taken the Karatbars logo and we've embedded it into each gram of gold. Okay, so you know that it comes from Karatbars. And we also take each gram of gold and we dip it in what's called a DNA bath. Okay, and that DNA bath creates genetic markers and DNA tracers into that gold, where when you take a blue light, which is going to be available in our back office very soon, and you shine on it, it proves the authenticity of that gold to anyone that's looking at it. So there's no way that our gold can be duplicated. There's no way that it can be, there's no forgery involved. It's the safest gold on the planet. There's not a company out there that does that. We used to tout about the hologram. We have the hologram. It's great. There was only 3 other companies at the time doing the hologram, and we were priced anywhere from $5 to $20 less expensive than them. We now have these DNA markers, the genetic trackers, and we haven't increased the price of our gold. And now we're even better than what we were before. So who are we? We're Karatbars International. Next slide. We are registered as an e-commerce company. We are not a network marketing company. We're not a multi-level marketing company because we do not have any requirements. You can come into Karatbars as a free member. You can choose just to transfer your paper dollars into gold as little or as much as you like, or you can come in and work this as a business while transferring your money into gold. We're headquartered in Stuttgart, Germany. We are a privately held company. That's very important, especially for the people that come to you and say, well, I only collect coins. Okay, well, that's great, but if the country that you reside in ever decides to call in their gold, which has happened many, many times, if they were to decide to call in their gold, you're just the bearer of that coin. You're basically renting it. So all they have to do is give you the melt value of the coin. They do not have to give you what you paid for it. We're a 100% debt-free company. We specialize in the production and sale of 24 karat 999.9 fine LBMA good delivery, meaning this is the only type of gold that banks and countries can settle debt amongst themselves. And we have contracts with 3 of the LBMA refineries, which is Nadir, D'Augusta, and Atase. That is an achievement in itself. We have 1 gram, 2.5 gram, and 5 gram weights available. We only deal in small gram weights because they're barterable. When people say to you, I already have gold, I have ounces of gold, I buy it by the ounce, I buy it by the kilo, that's great, but what happens with the currency collapse? Okay, who's going to buy your gold? Nobody's going to have any money. So you can't go into a grocery store and shave off a little bit of that gold. It's best for them to diversify their portfolio with some small grams of gold. So FedEx handles all of our deliveries worldwide. We have free storage in Stuttgart, and we also have some paid storage options available in other countries. And we're currently serving 123 countries. And we think about this. We launched this company in April of 2011. We were open in 2 countries. In 4 years, we're now open in 123 countries. Now, the #1 franchise company in the world is McDonald's. Okay, pretty sure you guys know McDonald's. McDonald's was started in 1940 by Ray Kroc. That was many, many years ago. They're only in 119 countries. The #1 retailer in the world is Walmart. Walmart started in 1964, and they're only in 60 countries. Excuse me. So in 4 years, we're in 123 countries when it took them many, many years to get into the countries that they're in. So that's a great selling point for me. So next slide. This is Mr. Hilltide. I had the opportunity to speak in many times with an amazing person. Just one of the most genuine, heartfelt people that I could ever have the pleasure of working with. I worked with many companies and many presidents of companies in corporate America, and I trust him and Carrot Bars more than I trust anyone that I've ever worked for in the past. He started his career as a financial advisor in the insurance industry. He's had over 30 years of success. And the thing about Harold is he doesn't have to do this, but he had a vision. And his vision was to bring Carrot Bars to the world. And he started this in 2008 and didn't launch it until 2011. And his goal is that Carrot Bars helps millions find financial freedom from the current system of debt. So next slide. I'm drinking some water to get rid of that tickle in my throat. All right, so Carrot Bars is perfectly positioned. Next slide. To bring an exciting new business model to the world. We're not just in one country, we're in 123 countries. We offer free gold savings accounts. We're giving free websites and web-based software tools where you can acquire, manage, ship, and if necessary, even liquidate your gold. So next slide. These are our products. We have 1 gram, 2.5 gram, and 5 gram increments. Again, 24 karat, 999 fine from an LBMA refinery gold bullion bars. So each gold bar bears an authenticity stamp from an LBMA accredited refinery. Carrot Bar's name, as I said before, is etched onto the back of the bullion, and a warranty certification stamp appears on the back of the card. The bullion is enclosed in a plastic UV protective film. The great thing about our cards is you can boil them, you can bury them, you can do anything you want to, and you cannot destroy them. They're that sturdy. So next slide. Oh, here we go. There's my thing. As we talked about before, we dip our gold into the DNA bath. This black light that you're going to be able to purchase in your back office will shine on the gold, and it will prove the authenticity of the gold. So it's secure against forgery, and the only place that you can get this type of gold is from Carrot Bars. So next slide. Exchanging declining paper currency, and every currency in the world, I don't care where you are, what country you're in, every currency in the world is declining in value because none of it is backed by gold anymore. So exchanging paper currency into gold preserves the value of your money. Think about this. You have these notes in your pocket, okay? They're paper, but they're not worth the paper they're printed on. But Carrot Bars gives you the opportunity to take that worthless paper and exchange it into real money, which is gold. So with Carrot Bars, we really promote saving money, not spending money. So next slide. So when it's time to exchange your gold back into currency or to use it to purchase goods and services, I, for one, will never let go of my gold. My gold is with me, and it's going to stay with me. But we are going to be opening K-Exchange centers worldwide in 2015. So when you walk into a shop or a restaurant or a boutique, you may see Visa, MasterCard, and Carrot Bars Exchange or K-Exchange. And that means that you can go into that particular store and you can take your Carrot Bars gold and actually exchange it for goods and services that business sells. So next slide. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Affiliates Reward Program with Carrot Bars. Next slide. All right, affiliates are rewarded from marketing. We're not salespeople. We do not sell gold. People are all the time, will you sell gold? No, I do not sell gold. We're not tax advisors, we're not investment advisors. All sales are made through Karatbars International online. Referral rewards are earned each day in real time and are paid weekly and monthly as a result of a few things. Customers acquiring gold, new affiliates acquiring a business package, and when affiliates on your team acquire gold for themselves. So next slide. How are we paid? I've been with a lot of companies. This is my 13th company. It's my last one because 13 is my lucky number. But we actually get paid on our own branded MasterCard. And I say all the time, all you need to work Karatbars is a gram of gold, your Karatbars MasterCard, and your mouth. That's all you need. It's very much a personal, person-to-person business. You need to tell everyone you know about what we're doing. Because if you don't tell them, somebody else is going to. Our MasterCard was voted 2013 Best Card Design of the Year by MasterCard Europe, and you can use it anywhere MasterCard is accepted. You can also use it to receive your commissions. You can move it back into gold. You can do whatever you want to with it. It's an international card. If you're traveling, you do not need to call your bank and say, "Oh, I'm going to the USA," or for me, I'm going to England, and I need you to make sure that my card is wired for international. It already is. It has the little chip in it, and it's beautiful, and I absolutely love my Karatbars card. So next slide. So we have incentives and rewards. I do need to change this slide because the first three incentives, the iPhone, the trip to Dubai, and the mega trip, are all going to be actually paid out in gold. And the way that the incentive program works is when you sponsor someone, they're going to go into one of your unilevel teams, okay? In the dual system, you only have 2 teams. In the unilevel system, you can have 100 teams if you sponsor 100 people. So if you sponsor 100 people, they and all of the people that they sponsor are going to fall into different legs in your unilevel. So the system will take out your highest producing leg, or the leg that's buying the most gold. And let's say you have 20 personally sponsored. One leg is going to, or one team is going to come out of that. And then, of course, your personal purchases do not count. But the grams of gold that are purchased will get you to these incentive prices. And it's fairly easy to do that. So, the first one is an iPhone, but you can actually exchange it for gold. Again, the trip to Dubai will be gold. The mega trip will be gold. I actually just got, I won the mega trip a long time ago, and I was kind of waiting on it for it to happen. And I looked up the other day, and they put like 100 grams of gold into my back office, so I was pretty happy about that. I actually won the Rolex, and my husband was presented to it, the Rolex in Las Vegas back in November. And I'm almost to the first car, which the first car is a BMW or Mercedes. Not the highest model, but it's still a BMW or Mercedes. And then the next one is at the top of the line Mercedes or BMW, and then the next one is a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. And the great thing about this, guys, is they do not send you a check to say, "Hey, go lease a car." They actually give you the keys and the title to the car. It's your car. And then the last prize is a villa. They're going to give you an amount of money to build a villa anywhere in the world that you live. And I'm going to make sure that my villa is big enough so all my Karatbars family can come stay with me. So next slide. So let's talk about the pay plan just a little bit. Next slide. We have two different systems that we can get paid. The first is called the unilevel, and these are people that you directly sponsor. So if you directly sponsor 20 people, you have 20 different teams in the unilevel. All of your personal referrals and their referrals on and on and on to infinity will show in your unilevel. There's no purchase necessary to earn a monthly payout. It's kind of like if you went down to your local bank and you said, I want to refer some people to your bank, and every time they make a deposit, I'd like a tiny percent of that. And they said, okay. So it's not life-changing money, but I look at it as a monthly bonus. And it's one of those things that, it can be really great money depending on how many people you sponsor and how much gold is being bought. But the unilevel to me is a thank you. Now, where the real money comes in is the dual team system. And this is an optional system. Nothing is required in Karatbars. That's why we're an e-commerce company and not an MLM or a network marketing company. But in the dual team system, you're going to have a left team and a right team. So you're going to you're going to hire the two best salespeople you know to run your left team and your right team. Of course, all your level and your customers are going to show up here, but you must purchase a bronze, silver, gold, or VIP package to earn weekly payouts in the dual system. So, you have to, just like starting a brick and mortar business, you're going to have to invest a little bit of money into your business to participate in the dual team, but it's a one-time investment. It's not recurring. It doesn't happen every month. It's not like you have to pay $300 a month to get a case of juice. This is, you pay one time and then that's it. The only time you pay again is if you decide to upgrade to a different position. So next slide. All right, so we talk about team unit payouts. And first I'm going to talk about direct commissions. Can you go to the next slide? Just one more, David. No, okay, I'm sorry, one more. All right, so this is how the system works, okay? The system is you're going to register online. You're going to create your free Carrot Bars affiliate account. There's no logical reason not to. It doesn't cost you anything. Might as well become a free affiliate and go ahead and get yourself positioned. Even if you're not ready financially to purchase your package, or you're just not ready mentally to work the business, you want to go ahead and get your position secured. Because once you secure your position with Carrot Bars, it never goes away. Then, when you're ready, you acquire a business package. Okay? You get to choose your commission level. You want to start at bronze, which is our entry level position, or do you want to start at VIP, which is our CEO level? Okay, that's going to get you into the dual system pay plan. Then you're going to upload your KYC documents. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. So we ask that you upload your driver's license or your passport, and then also some type of bill that is mailed to you, not something from online, because those are easily changed. We've had some people in the past that have changed some online documents, and there was some forgery going on, so we have to make sure it's something that's mailed to you. And then you're going to start exchanging your paper money into gold, a gram a week for 12 weeks. Now, can everybody do a gram of gold a week? No, but most can. You got to think about those things that you're spending money on. You're making that trip to Starbucks every day and you're spending $5, $6, $7 a day on Starbucks. Why not skip the Starbucks and take that money and put it into gold? So you have to figure out, where can I make some cuts in my budget? Maybe you can only do 2 grams a month. That's okay. Maybe you can only do 1 gram a month. That's okay. So then this next step is you want to find 2 people that will follow these same steps. Oh, my doggies just got home from getting their bath. You want to find 2 people that will follow the system and do the same steps that you just did. So, all right, so go back 2 slides for me if you don't mind. Thank you. All right, so in addition to what we talked about, let me put my dogs outside because they're so loud. Hold on. Just got home from getting their baths. I'm so excited. So we also have what's called a team unit payout. So you're going to get a direct commission for anyone that you personally sponsor that buys a package. So let's say that you come in as a silver member. Okay, silver and gold are kind of right in the middle. Bronze is our least popular package because you have to work 4 times as hard to make the same amount of money. And VIP is our most popular package. So let's say that you come in as a silver. Silver is going to run you about $320 with delivery, and you go out and you find John and Sue. Okay, John and Sue get it right away, and John and Sue say, we're coming in VIP, we're going all in. Well, you're going to get your direct bonus commission, which is 10% of what John and Sue purchase. So they purchase a VIP package, which is going to run about $1,700. So you're going to make $170 off each of their purchases. That's $340. You've already made your money back, and all you did was introduce it to 2 people who got it, who saw the vision. And then it's also going to create a team unit payout, which is, on a silver, €40. It's going to create 2 because the VIP package is worth 100 units. A silver or a bronze is worth 5, a silver is worth 20, a gold is worth 50, and a VIP is worth 100. Anytime that your team creates 25 units on one side, 50 units on the other, you create a team unit payout or a cycle. So think about that. You've already made your money back as a silver and some, plus you're going to cycle twice, which is going to give you 80 more euro in your pocket. So you're already in profit day one, and all you did was introduce it to 2 people. So let's skip ahead about 3 slides. All right, so what you need to do right now, register as an affiliate for free, purchase your package, because that's going to open the key to the vault to earning money in the dual system. You're going to upload your KYCs as soon as possible, because it's not going to let you earn commissions or order gold until you get your KYCs approved. And then you want to start exchanging about $60 a week into gold and save it. Now you can follow the 12-week plan, or you can follow the 12-month plan. You can do a gram of gold a week, you can do a gram of gold a month. It depends. Are you a walker or are you a runner? You know, some people are joggers, so maybe they want to do 2 grams a month. So you decide. And then you want to refer 2 or more affiliates. Ask people, do you like gold? Yes, I love gold. Then ask them, if I could show you a way that you could acquire 999.9 LBMA gold for free, would you be interested? If they say yes, get them to a webinar. We have webinars 14 times a week, 7 days a week at 12 noon Eastern Time in the U.S. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. So you can adjust that to your time zone. The web address is karabarswebinar.com. And next slide, please. All right, the plan works if you team up with 2 or more, and everyone does the same thing. They exchange paper money into gold, move it into savings. We get paid every single Friday morning. I can tell you guys, I've never missed a payday. They've never paid me 1 dime less than what I thought they were supposed to pay me. And I keep up with this. I have a little notebook. I write everything down. And I've never been paid less. Sometimes I get paid more than what I thought I was, because I cycled a couple of times during the evening before the pay run actually happened. So next slide. All right, so this is our Karabars Bullion Air. So it's time for a new vehicle. You know, we've all been through the money games, we've all been through the lotion and potion companies, and now we have a new vehicle that can take us where we've always wanted to go. And it's free to reserve your seat. I actually joined Karabars back in 2010. We built this company with nothing but an Excel spreadsheet and a prayer. It was when we launched in 2011, the pay plan was nothing like it is today. It's amazing today. In fact, my first paycheck was $34, and I had to walk away from the company until June of 2013. The 2 years prior to that, my life was a mess. You know, I was broke and I was broken, and you know, we almost lost our home, and there were so many things that happened to me that you know, Karabars coming back into my life in 2013 was such a blessing. And I came back in June and actually retired from my job in October of 2013. I've never looked back. I will never look back. This is where I'm going to be until my time here on earth is done. So it's free. Go ahead and reserve your seat today. Get back to the person that gave you the link to this hangout, and you know, hug their neck or send them a thank you card or something, because I'm telling you guys, this is the best business movement that I've ever been involved in. I'm very, very happy to be able to share it with you guys. So David, I'm going to turn it back over to you. David?
I'm here. I'm here.
There you are.
I was just trying to get this the slides moved. So guys, you know, guys and girls and everybody around the world who's watching and listening, Tammy, thank you so much. Let me just get rid of that slides and put the video back on. There you go. You know, guys, this is not complicated. Just get yourself a free account. Hook arms with the person who introduced you onto the Google Hangout and connect with us. You know, we're human. We like to work with people. You know, we have fun and we get the job done. So, you know, there's no excuses, you know, and make a decision, because is it going to be today? Is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be next year? And then it's too late. You know, make a decision, you know, commit and do it. Get yourself a free position and welcome on board. welcome on board Carapace. Malcolm, do you want to come pop out for a sec and got a couple of words?
Thanks, David. Thanks again, Tammy. Really enjoyed that. Always inspirational. I've just been listening today to As a Man Thinketh, and it's one of the things that really I tell my team all the time. Just do it. I mean, to be honest, you're wasting your time if you don't do it after listening to this. If you can't do what Tammy has laid out, if you're not that type of person, don't take up the time, don't take up the space. Let someone else in who can really do it. Because we're flying and we want you to come with us. So just do it, join us, and don't waste time. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Malcolm.
You're absolutely right, Malcolm. I mean, we're here to support each and every person. If someone thinks they can't do it, I promise you, we can show you that you can. Because I have failed 12 times before, and this time I failed forward, and I got into a business that I completely believe in. And I don't care how successful or unsuccessful you've been in the past, you have never seen anything like Carrot Bars. And we will make sure that we love you to success and that nothing stands in your way of getting exactly what you want.
Thanks, Tammy. Jacob, come say hello, my friend.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Jacob.
Thank you for your time. It was really good. I have something. I will show you. 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollars.
And it's worth nothing, right?
It's yes. Probably you can buy online for $3, but it's 100 trillion. It's amazing. This is 2008, and this is $1, which they printed in 2007. 1 year and 100 trillion. It was worthless, as you said. It just it happened in Germany, happened in Zimbabwe, and it's happening all over the place. Then well, when we will have a hyperinflation, it's just a matter of time, nothing else, because they're printing money like crazy at the moment. And in USA, every country, but USA especially, and European Union printed euros last year, and they want to print this year as well, because apparently we don't have inflation is zero, and that's bad for economy. They have to print it more to have an inflation. Crazy word, but that's what will happen. And it's yeah. Gold, it's really nice piece of metal that was here for like 5,000 years from the beginning of a barter and then exchange with the money, which was the gold. And we probably will one day we will go back to gold money, and then we will have it. We will stockpile it. You have a.
I do have an exciting announcement to make, and this is going to be announced at our San Diego. I mean, I want all of you guys to make an effort to get to San Diego in November. We're going to have our next Freedom Celebration. And one of the things that's going to be unveiled in San Diego, because I'm an insider and I know these things, I'll share it with you guys, is we have a new product called Cash Gold, okay? Because Harold is always forward thinking. He's always thinking 5-10 years down the road, right? So he knows that grams of gold are going to go up in price. So he's created what looks like when you go into your international markets, you have the pretty money. Our money is just green and white. Yours are all pretty different colors. So these are different colors, and on one side of it, the artwork's not completely complete, but it will be soon. On one side, there's a guy panning for gold. You know how they did with the water and the panning for gold. The other side is a guy with an axe mining for gold. In the middle, there's like some doves. But in the actual center of the bill itself is real gold. And it goes down to 0.025 grams. And then 0.05 grams. So at this point, 0.025 grams is like €2. But what if the price of gold goes up? Then everyone is still going to be able to get gold in their hands. They're going to be able to afford it. And, you know, think of it this way. If there was one country, just one, that decided, you know, they're going to use carrot bars as their currency because it is gold backed. Now we have the ability to make change. And so we are really, really, really on the cusp of something big. So if you're on the call and you're not in carrot bars, you need to get in, because there are so many exciting things happening with our company and things that are coming down the road that we don't know about yet. There's some other things I can't tell you. I can tell you that about the cash gold. I wish I could show you a picture of it, but we weren't allowed to take pictures of it just because the artwork's not complete. But, you know, somebody at some point is going to tell someone you know about carrot bars. Make sure that that person is you.
Thanks, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Malcolm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Okay, thanks, everybody. Please get back to the person who brought you on the Hangout and get started today. Get started today. Thanks, guys. Thank you. I'm going to end the Hangout.